Welcome back and moving on to our second segment of the day, talking about the Decent Life Initiative and how important it is. Actually, this initiative, of course, was launched by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi with the main aim to improve better quality of life for Egyptians, especially in rural and poor areas. Over the phone, we have His Excellency Ayoub Mahmoud Ayoub, former Minister Commercial. Hello.
Morning to you and to the viewers.
Good morning, sir. So first of all, can you tell us more about the four main pillars of this important initiative?
This is one of the most important initiatives taken during the last few years. Why? At least in the last 3 years, we have seen COVID since 2019, 2020, and until now, and a big segment of the community lost its source of income. So, to supplement and help them raise on their feet and begin their work, this initiative was very important to help them help themselves. It is mainly focused on the poorer segments of the community and those who need support from the government. And this helped them to help themselves and begin again to return to the production cycle in the community, which is helpful not only for them, but also for the economy as a whole. And this is one thing. Other thing which is very important, that when you give the people hope in a decent life through practical steps, they feel that the government is taking care of them and they begin to take care of themselves and be supported to the aims and the objectives of and the goals of the government in the short and medium and long term. This initiative came at a critical time, as I mentioned earlier, during the COVID-19, and it also helped invigorate the economy and give enthusiasm for those who are willing to work and able to work and would like to add to their income, even if it is small income, if they want to make decent life through this decent life initiative. Thanks to this initiative, that many Egyptians are now back to the production cycle and are now back to being positive and are now back to be hopeful for tomorrow, and they are hopeful that tomorrow will be far better than today.
Talking about the role of the civil society, because we always say that the government alone cannot do everything. Definitely there must be harmony and cooperation among all sectors in the country.
Yes, this is a very important segment of the initiative. The NGOs or non-governmental organizations or civil society has done a lot during the last few years, as you will say 4 or 5 years. They have done a lot to help people, give them education and literacy in the form of literacy, give them clean water and sanitation, give them caring for the mother and the child, give them proper education or better education for in the early stages, and at the same time taking care of their health. Civil society has done all that to play its vital role in the community. And in Egypt, we have a lot of such organizations who have done a lot in this respect, and it relieved the burden on the government, and the private sector is taking care of many segments of the community who are not well known, if the hands of the government cannot reach to every citizen. So the civil society takes care and fills the gaps at a very early stage. When we see that they are giving, for example, literacy lessons for the women in the countryside, in El Bahira or Alexandria or Fayoum or Al Suhag or Aswan, giving them literacy lessons, so they are helping the government to raise the standard of living, and at the same time, when women are literate, they are a better hand and give a lend hand, a strong hand in the community, not only for their families, but also for the community as a whole. This is one aspect. Other aspect I mentioned is that supplying clean water and sanitation in the remote areas is a very important aspect of life, which first of all, it minimizes the sickness and illness and all what we have seen from unclean water. Second, it gives them the people that the government is taking care of them, and the government at the same time, let me mention this and stress it. The government is helping the NGOs and civil society to help the people, so because they are helping the government at the same time. Many projects we have seen in Bahira and Alexandria and in Suez and in Sohag and in Upper Egypt by the civil society to help the people support themselves and raise them to the standard so that can understand the goals and the objectives of the government and support it in a positive way. This is a very important part that the civil society, I will mention the Rotary and the others in this effect, are taking care of remote areas where the government cannot fully subsidize and fully support it. So they step in and they give support. And it is clear that what they have done has helped many families, I would say thousands of families or millions of people to help themselves and go back to the production cycle of the community. So thanks to the civil society in helping the government and helping Decent Life Initiative.
Right, Your Excellency Mahmoud Ayoub, former Minister Commercial, thank you very much for joining us. Right, and with this, we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us. And remember, join us again tomorrow, same time, for more on The Breakfast Show. Till then, thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.